over at All Oaks. Let's see. All right. And I certainly see what you mean about this place. It is extremely charming. I love just about everything about it, from the setting to the space, and really to the build quality of the house. I've been all through it and walked up into the attic. I mean, it's a solid, well-built house. There are some things that are concerning. You do have some exterior wood rot that's going to need to be addressed. I noticed the back windows on the back. You've got some wood rot in those. I haven't walked all the exterior. I would also, while I'm here, I would be concerned about washing. Obviously, this entire lot falls this way, and so you're going to have a tremendous amount of water that's trying to get from up there down into this ditch down here. And as we know, that comes with, over time, that's going to come with erosion. That's why these cross ties and things like that are there. They're trying to hold back the earth that's washing. So you're probably always going to have to contend with that a little bit. And also, there's not a lot of grass, maybe in the front yard. You've got some dead trees. This big one right here is completely dead. I'm not sure how healthy this one is either. Although I don't think it's dead, I do think it's going to be short-lived. You've obviously got a lot of deck repair. Now, overall, the deck's solid, so it might just need to be pressure washed and re-coated. But again, you asked my opinion, and I wanted to share, these maintenance items. The siding up there, it looks like it's cedar siding, so even though it doesn't look great, and I'm not saying it looks bad, but it doesn't look new. It's probably fine. You've got a little bit of a moss buildup here that needs to be cleaned off, but the wood itself looks like it's in fairly good shape, but that's something that'll need to be monitored. And I noticed, these big windows, this thing is completely gone. I could almost stick my finger through that. So I luckily don't see that in the other two, but that's going to be an expensive repair. So I would keep that in mind. I'll walk around to the front as well, just to make sure I didn't miss something on the exterior and the front. But as far as the inside, I mean, what a great structure. Love the tall ceilings. Love all of the trim and things around the doorway. Let me pull out just a little bit. There you go. The views from inside are fantastic. All the space is great, and the attic storage is really good as well. You've got cosmetic stuff. I mean, that's just a corner bead there. But the reality is, you just got to decide how much you're going to renovate. I mean, this space here probably doesn't need anything. It could be updated, but it would be low on my priority list because it looks pretty neutral. But when you look at stuff like the kitchen, it just depends on how much you want to renovate. The kitchen, I'm sure, is completely functional the way it is. But I always gauge things on what would my wife do. And I know the answer to that. New flooring, new appliances, paint the cabinets, new countertops. That's going to be new backsplash, and so on. So it just depends, That's just what my wife would do. I don't know that that's what you would do. Wallpaper would probably need to come down. The bathrooms and the kitchen, I mean, this is just grass wallpaper. I kind of think it's cool. I probably wouldn't change it. But the flooring, it's coming up over at the doorway. All this vinyl, I would want to pull it up and put something down different. That goes into here as well. which is the laundry. Great laundry space, by the way. But the floor's coming up, so that's going to need to be addressed. And then, of course, there's all the carpet. I mean, I don't know exactly what you're willing to do and willing to live with, but I would think you're probably going to want to replace the blue carpet and the wallpaper. And there's a lot of wallpaper. I just did this. I renovated my house, and we had to remove quite a bit of wallpaper from a house built in the 90s, and it was pretty expensive because what we got down, we then had to repair all the walls before we could paint. So, you could spend on a house this size, wallpaper removal and sheetrock repair to get it ready to paint, probably $6,000, I'm gonna guess. You got some fogged windows. Again, not the end of the world. You could live with them the way they are, but if you wanted to replace them, you're gonna need to spend some money there. And then I think ultimately the master bathroom and bedroom, again, just getting rid of the blue. Great space though, golly deal. Reworking this, not sure how you would do this. It's shower on one side, tub on the other. Not the end of the world. Once again, you just have to figure out how much you want to spend and when you want to spend it. I could see, based on the renovation that we just did on a similar size house and similar age, could you move into this and do some light modifications for 20 or 30 grand? Absolutely. But if you did a full renovation on this, could you spend 200 on it pretty quickly, or somewhere in between? And I think that's something that you just have to decide. When you get done, would you have a masterpiece? No doubt. I mean, what a dining room. I'm gonna walk around the front. The roof looks like it's in pretty good shape. Of course, you got a lot of leaves need to be removed. The windows, that's what I was coming out here to look for. You've got some rot up in the, right there. Actually, several of those dormers, you've got rot that's around the windows and around the dormers. That'll need to be repaired. But overall, the soffits on the outside, all the exterior trim, other than the dog houses and that window and post in the back, it's really not in bad shape out here. Back to what would my wife do? My wife would paint this brick, so that would, be another $10,000 that I would have to budget for. What a cool place, though. I mean, again, I can see the desire and the charm, but I also see some stress and headache. I mean, look at this. I don't know if it comes through in the video, but that is a washing path where water's creating little ditches to get back down the hill there. So you definitely have quite a bit of water runoff, and you see, the years of trying to stop that. I mean, we're substantially below the grade of the road, so all that water is going to come down this hill, and that's what these concrete things are. They're trying to catch water before it gets to the house and push it out. I'm not against it, but I just want you to think about those I guess headaches that would come along with it. The renovations can be fun if you want to spend the money on it, that you can make it what you want it to be, but they can also be quite a bit of a headache. The biggest headache, though, I think, is the water drainage and just having to, I guess, learn to adapt. You're not going to stop it, so you've got to just adapt to it. Beautiful street, though, man. Really, really love it. I guess another thing too is if you paid, even if you got a deal on this thing, obviously catching water here and trying to get it away from the house. If you paid in the fours for this thing, I mean, even if you got lucky and paid $425 for it, you'd want to. This has all been washing. That's why these rocks are here. You would want to watch what you spend on it. This area just doesn't bring big dollars, even though this is such a pretty street. I've got a house on Natchez over there at 10 Natchez, and we just hardly couldn't get people to come look at it at 600K. I wouldn't want you to end up with 600 in this house. So if you think about that, if you bought it for 400, spending 200 over time would be risky. Really, spending 100 on it, in my opinion, trying to keep this thing at no more than 500K in it would be my goal. And I still don't know if I'd get that money back. I think you'd still have some struggles with the location and the questionable water flow on the lot, getting somebody to want to spend in the fives for it. But overall, again, I do see the appeal. I like it. It's a cool house. It looks like something my wife and I would really get excited about and spend a whole bunch of money on. Not necessarily saying that would be a smart move, but I could certainly see the appeal and the charm once you're done with this thing, especially. Hope that helps.